Was I watching Gate, or was I watching the Hulk movie from 2003? Now, I'm just gonna be real with all of you Chibis, okay? Episode, I enjoyed it, but there is some selective issues I do need to talk about, since I need to address them after watching this episode. I don't know who directed this episode, because I know when it comes to anime, sometimes when it comes to individual episodes of a series, there usually is a different type of director or a person that supervises that individual episode. I know each different episodes have their own person working on it, so the director from last week's episode won't be working on this week's episode of Gate, because throughout majority of, let's say, Fate Stay Night from Votable, they had different directors for each individual episode, so there was quite difference the way the episodes were directed or perceived to us anime onlys. And so, if you did not know, individual episodes have their own people that supervise them and make them. So with this episode of Gate, obviously, whoever directed this, let's put it this way, okay? I know what the director was probably going for when it came to this episode. They wanted to make the episode seem intense, because when these scenes, the panels popped up on the screen where you saw multiple panel shots of what was going on at once, I know it was meant to be there to show the intensity of what was going on in this episode, but personally to me, it kind of detached me away from the episode, because in a certain sense, the way I looked at some of the way the camera angles were used, with, the animation with the panels just popping up and you see, 3 different screens at once, it was kind of a way for them to save budget. That's kind of what it was. Let me explain. The reason why I say it's a way for them to save budget is because they could have easily have used, let's say, extra animation and art budget to make camera angles where, it's 3D, to where you show camera angles of the characters' movements, but they didn't do that. They used different panels of screens popping in, and you see all these different things at once, which makes it very cluttered on the screen, and you can't really understand everything that's going on, or it just looks like a big mess. And personally to me, when I was watching this episode, it did feel like that. When it came to the fighting scenes, it looked like a big cluttered mess, because it just detached me away from the episode. I'm like, am I watching Hulk? Am I watching Hulk 2003 movie? Because if you know what I'm talking about, if you were young, or whenever you watched that movie, when you were younger, you know what I'm talking about. When it came to that movie with the freaking military action, you see the different panels and shit with the different things going on, it was just very weird, awkward, and it did not immerse you into the series, because it just was so damn awkward for it. So, besides that, besides the way the paneling and the clutter screen was in this episode, the episode was pretty damn fun. I had fun watching the episode, and regardless of those failures when it comes to this episode, to me, I feel like the episode was one of the best. I really like getting to see some of the funny things in this episode, when the music pops up, the Rise of the Valkyries, hopefully I got the name right. When that song played, I'm like, what the fuck? That song started playing, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Am I watching, a 1990s, 1980s, or early 2000s military movie? I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Why am I hearing this song in an anime? Of all things I would hear this song, I hear it in a damn anime. Gate. I'm like, what the fuck? It just, it blew me out of the water, dude. I was like, why am I hearing this song? Now, it's not bad. I just did not expect to hear that type of song in a Japanese anime series. I don't think many of us expected that type of music song in this series. When it started the battle, dun da 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 dun dun da 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 dun dun da da da, that song, and okay, plus a couple points for that. I didn't expect that. So, Gate. With the episode, it continues off for last week's episode, ended off of, we conclude the fight going on in this little fort at the moment, and it gets finished, and we have it to where negotiations are get done for both sides, and our side doesn't really want anything out of this battle besides certain merchants to get special trades to where they don't have any taxes, and so that allows them to where they can make more money through trading those dragon scales in this episode. And that's kind of about what this entire episode's about, besides, our MC getting captured at the end of the episode. And, I mean, easily, this situation right here can turn into a diplomatic situation, really bad. Because if, our government, the Japanese, find out about what is going on with one of their leaders that's been captured, you realize all hell is gonna break loose. They're all gonna fucking die and get shot down and killed because they got one of their leaders, their men. And so, if things go sour, everybody's gonna die. Like, everybody is gonna die. That's not good. So, I like how the series is using some form of diplomatic situations along with using drafts. I didn't expect to see the drafts pop up when it came to the merchant trading. I didn't expect that. And I like the way, you know, the currency and stuff is being used in the series. So yeah, I mean, this week's episode of Gate, it was enjoyable, just very awkward in some cases when it came to the animation and art choice, and then the music was just stunning because I never expected to hear that type of song in an anime. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.